flash photography during the performance. Also, I wanted to give you another quick reminder that the show is intended for mature audiences only. There are some graphic effects on stage, so please just be aware of that as we start. Also, perhaps my most important announcement is that there will be a talkback following the show. So after you watch it, if you decide that you want to be part of a discussion on it, I will be there, members of the cast and crew will be there, and there will also be members representing the Reflections Body Imagery on campus. Thank you and enjoy the show.
If you could use the anti-wrinkle cream that was #1 dermatologist recommended, that had the #1 wrinkle fighter retinol, and with the #1 selling anti-wrinkle cream, would you use it? I would.
Clinical research tell me that good-looking people have more fun, make more money, and have more good-looking friends. While people may look at other parts of your body first, ultimately, they're going to look at your face to determine if you're ugly. That's where I come in. I specialize in the makeup.
even love me, really. Just notice. I don't want to be invisible anymore. I don't want to be the girl who sits alone in the darkest corner of the bar. I don't want to be the girl who eats alone in the corner booth at the busiest restaurant in town. Not anymore. So when you tell me what I need to be, I'll listen. I'll do whatever it takes to make you see me. I'm not going to be your invisible girl anymore. You'll see. You'll finally notice me. At first, your demands begin small. Grow your hair longer. So I do. I go to the salon immediately. My stylist, Stephanie, her name tag said, clips these extensions right in. No pain. We talk a little, Stephanie and I, but no more than you'd expect with a stylist. She makes pleasant conversation because she has to. She really has no interest in my life, or the reason for the change, or anything else we talk about. She's just going through the motions. I mean, she's pleasant enough, but she's dead on her feet. I know how that feels. To be dead on my feet and have no one notice. But for her, I notice. I notice her and I love her. Because I am her. My extensions are in. No pain. I look a little different, but I can still see myself under here. So tell me, will you notice me? Am I pretty now? No. I mean, look at me. There's still so much left to improve. I didn't really think that hair was going to make all the difference. Beauty is much more complex than that. Change your clothes, you say next. Of course. How could you ever notice a girl dressed so plainly? So I find myself at the mall. Alma, the sales associate, seems to hate her job as much as I hate losing the comfort of my old clothes. But we're both here for the same reason. Because we need to be. You'd think that fact would bring us closer, but it doesn't. As soon as I have my new wardrobe, she's on her way. Later, she'll probably complain to her coworkers about what a pain I was, barely even knowing what I want. But some part of me feels for her. I know that we're the same. I know what it's like to be stuck at the bottom where no one sees you. But I see her. I see her and I love her. Because I am her. So I come back to you, barely clothed, bearing my all. I have long hair brushing along my back. Am I pretty now? No. There's still work to be done, isn't there? Seeing my skin isn't enough, is it? No. No, it never is. Smoother, you say. So I head to the waxing parlor. Kathy, seems like the last thing in the world she wants to do is touch my stubbly legs. She's been groomed for years to groom others, and that has groomed her to judge. But I can't blame her. as inferior. I know what it's like to be the inferior body. And so does she. She wants to see that she is beautiful, but the laugh lines and the crow's feet won't let her. But I can see that she is beautiful and I love her, because I am her. So I return to you again, hoping for your admiration. My skin is smooth and even. My legs burn, but it will all be worth your approval. So tell me, am I pretty now? No. No, that would be too easy. Smooth skin isn't enough for you. You want to change it, to burn it. You say, you're too pale. So I fix it. Another problem, and I fix it. At the tanning salon, a carefree, caring woman named Iris tells me how to use the beds. I'm new to this after all. I don't have a clue what to do. And she's very helpful and very kind. And I see her spot. Just a tiny spot on her left shoulder. At first, it seems to blend in with the others. Spots from years of sun and bright bulbs. Spots that give her character. But this one is different. Darker, larger, though only slightly. But I spot it, and I can tell. I know that this tiny spot will one day kill her. I know what it's like to have a sickness that you can't diagnose yet. A sickness that will kill you. I cry for her. I cry for her and I love her. Because I am her. I return to you again. Crispy from the fake sun, burnt skin showing, long hair slowly dying in the heat of false rays. Am I pretty now? No. Because why stop here? Why not make some real changes? Let's start talking about what's really wrong with my body. Let's start with your weight, you say. And you've got it. I really enjoy Emma's company. Because it's always easier to have a problem when you aren't alone. At least, that's what we tell each other. We meet on the bathroom floor between classes. At first, we're too caught up in our own purging of lunch right back into the toilet to notice the vomiting going on next all over. But when we do, we face a silent agreement, a sort of pity mixed with understanding. So you're caught up in this too kind of look. And we understand. We both know what it feels like to want to rip the fat straight from our bodies. To be rid of the lumps that make us so ugly. When I look at her, I understand. I understand what it's like to feel that my thighs, my arms, my stomach will always keep me from being pretty. But I think she's beautiful. I think she's beautiful and I love her. Because I am her. And now that the fat has been starved from my body, I return to you again. new clothes barely fit. I hardly even know who I am anymore. And I ask you, am I pretty now? How could I be pretty now? Being nothing but skin and bones has left me with no tits at all. And that's when you say, boob job. I've never seen anything quite like the waiting room at the doctor's office. Clean. Tidy. I guess maybe it isn't the office itself that strikes me. I guess maybe it's her. She says her name is Tabitha, but I can't really be sure if she's being honest. We have a sort of shame that we share. A knowledge that we're no longer in control of our own bodies. Tabitha says that her boyfriend insists on it. Always going on and on about big-breasted women, she says. When she looks down, I can't tell if it's to her feet in shame or to her own breasts with a feeling of inadequacy, and I feel for her. I know what it's like to feel out of place in my own body. I know what it's like to be pushed towards change that I willingly face, even though I was happier with my bigger clothes in my bigger body. I know what it's like to be imperfect, but I think she is perfect. I think she's perfect, and I love her because I am her. So I come back to you, my chest enlarged and exposed, ready to break out of the shirt that already covers very little. So tell me, am I pretty now? No. Because if we're going plastic, why stop at tits, right? Why stop at anything short of a life-size Barbie? Because I want to be noticed, right? And what cloak is still hiding my beauty, forcing me to remain invisible despite my many pains? This time, I can hear it before I even say it. Nose. Why stop now? I've come so far. Shouldn't I see it through to the end? My surgeon has a last name, but she insists that I call her Yvonne. She seems like a well-meaning woman, dressed in her white coat and work-appropriate heels. She's pleasant and polite. I don't think she knows, but I can see the self-loathing in her eyes. She doesn't know that I understand her pain when she tortures herself every night, concerned that she's a butcher of bodies, of good, natural work. I know how she feels. I am a butcher too, and she is my knife. I know that she wants to love herself. I want to love myself. So I beg her to press her scalpel into my skin. I want her to mold my face into something better, something beautiful. I want to love myself. I've seen her wince, as if she absorbs the pain that she's numbed from my body. I know that she needs comfort. So I offer her reassurance. I offer her reassurance and I love her. Because I am her. And so it's done. I've completely torn my body apart for you. My skin is in ruins. My face is destroyed. I've made your alterations. I've had your surgeries. I am woman. And I have only one more question to ask you. Am I pretty now? She's gone. Gone because she felt like she was never here. Gone because she was invisible to your eyes. Gone because she needed to be seen, needed to be heard. And this was the only way she knew to find a voice. She made all of your changes. Her body is nothing but bones. Her beautiful face, torn to pieces. And we helped. We all helped. No one stood up and told her that enough was enough. No one took her hand and told her that these physical changes weren't going to change who she was. No one told her that the voice she was looking for doesn't have to come from the physical. No. Actually, we all told her the opposite. She heard us loud and clear. The Lord took her hand and told her that they loved her. But we'll reach out now. We'll reach out and we'll love her. Because we are her. We are her, and she is us. She is us, and she is in us, every single one. Every woman who has ever looked in a mirror and found fault. Every woman who has ever hidden herself behind layers of makeup because she felt her natural face was too flawed. Every woman who has made alterations to her own body at the urging of others. She is every woman. And though not every woman gets a second chance, we'll give her one. We've realized our errors, we've seen the harm that they have done, and we will bring her back. We will bring her back because we love her. Because we are her. This is not a suicide. It couldn't even be ruled an accident. Yet somehow, you all look away. You close your eyes, and you refuse to see what's truly happened here. And who among you calls for change?
Here lies woman, a victim of society. A society that tells her that she is imperfect and her body is ugly. A society that constantly tells her that she must change. A society that tells her that those changes are never enough. The changes are never enough. Here lies beautiful woman. Rest in peace.
Here lies woman, a victim of fashion. Fashion with its stick-figure models and double-zero sizes. Fashion, constantly telling woman that she should bear her all, and that her
Here lies woman, a victim of porn culture. A culture that tells woman that she must always be willing and ready. A culture that tells woman that her body must match that of a 12-year-old, clean-shaven and perky. A culture that tells woman that being objectified is nothing more than flattery. An ass slap is a compliment. A culture that tells woman that if she does not look and act the part of a slut, she's invisible. Here lies beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Here lies woman, a victim of media. Commercials constantly begging her to improve herself. After all, it's for her own good. The perfumes, the cosmetics, the hair dye, it's what she needs. Media that tells woman that gray hair is forbidden and wrinkles are shameful. Media that tells woman that she must hide herself under layer after layer of anti-aging cream and cakey foundation. Media that tells woman that her eyelashes are not beautiful without thick, black mascara to lengthen and thicken them. Media that tells woman that all things natural are imperfect, that product is perfection. Here lies a beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Here lies woman, victim of tabloids. Headlines screaming at her from supermarket shelves. Flatten your tummy. Killer abs in 10 days. How to lose 5 pounds by spring. Airbrushed images telling women that she must live up to these impossible ideals. Taunting her with images of unachievable perfection. Showing her the body that no woman can ever truly have. Here lies beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Here lies woman, a victim of man. Man telling woman that she must wear her hair a certain way, that she must fit a specific waist-to-hip ratio. Man rewarding the achievement of beauty with attention and denying it to those who fall short of the bar. Here lies beautiful woman. Rest in peace. Here lies woman, a victim of woman. Woman judging her sisters based solely on appearance and an ability to keep up with the latest trends. Women demanding hours of preparation before the day even begins. Perfect makeup and a different pair of shoes for every day of the week. Criticizing. Her eyes are too close together. She really needs to take care of those eyebrows. Teaching woman to criticize herself. My nose is so ugly. My ears are too big. Teaching woman to hate herself. Here lies beautiful woman. Rest in peace. This is not a suicide. It couldn't even be ruled an accident. And yet somehow you all look away. You close your eyes and you refuse to see what's truly happened here. And who among you calls for change. I am woman, and change starts with me.
I am woman, and I'm beautiful the way I am. I love my body and I love myself. My thighs, my nose,
My stomach, my arms, every part of me is beautiful. Even my toes, my crooked smile, and the scar on my shoulder.
Even the scars that you see as imperfections, all of my flaws are a part of me, and that makes them beautiful.
You may want to change these things to fix me, but I don't need fixing, and I'm not yours
To destroy, to manipulate. I will no longer stand before you in your funhouse mirrors, stretching and compressing
My body, for your own amusement and desire. I will no longer come to you eager to change
My appearance in order to please you. I free myself from your criticisms and manipulations. I live only for me now. I am woman. I love my body and I love myself.
I love my eyes.
I love my button nose.
I love my back.
I love my feet.
I love my love handles.
I love my pudgy toes.
I love my small boots.
I love my hair. I love my
I love my
confidence.
I
style.
love my individuality.
I love my seat
I love
cups.
my tattoos.
I love my loudmouth.
I love my vagina.
We are women. We are made of so much more than our chest, our stomachs, our arms. Who we are runs deeper. We learn from the people who build us up and the people who try to tear us down. We aren't just our clothes. We are our fears, our passions, and our strengths. We are the stories that make us cry and the jokes that make us laugh. We are strong and we are independent. We have learned to love the flaws that make us. We have learned that appearance is not everything. And we have learned that it's not too late. It's not too late to love our bodies and to love ourselves. It's not too late to ask for help. It's not too late to offer support. It's not too late to embrace ourselves for all that we are. I